When something resonates, we radiate. When something resonates, we radiate. Happens in a bunch of different areas of our life. If you go to a restaurant that you love, your friends hear about it. You've got this new app on your phone, or this kind of favorite diet, or whatever favorite movie. When something resonates with you, you radiate. You tell other people about it. We see this happening in all areas of our life. I think the same thing should be true when it comes to, again, sharing our faith. And we see it in the Bible, right? We see this all over the scriptures. Jesus had this kind of impact on people. The woman at the well, or the demoniac, or the disciples coming back or heading towards Emmaus, their lives were changed. And they couldn't wait to tell other people about it. So when something resonates, we radiate. The church very much gets this idea too. And there's this great quote from St. Paul VI. He wrote this document, Evangelii Nuntiandi, in the mid-70s, talking about evangelization in the modern world. Finally, the person who has been evangelized goes on to evangelize others. Here lies the test of truth, the touchstone of evangelization. It is unthinkable, catch that, it is unthinkable that a person should accept the word and give himself to the kingdom without becoming a person who bears witness to it and proclaims it in his turn. Again, that's Pope Paul VI. Well, John Paul II carried on that same theme. Of course, Benedict and Francis too. But John Paul II said something that has stopped me in my tracks and launched me into mission. And I hope he would have that same effect on you. He said, I sense that the moment has come to commit all of the church's energies to a new evangelization. And when I hear that, all of the church's energies, what I hear first and foremost, yes, money, yes, resources, but most of all, it's people. It's people. Commit all of God's people, all baptized Catholics, all of the church. If the church isn't the baptized Catholics around the world, I don't know what the church is. So let's commit all of the church's energies, all of those who are baptized, all of those who have encountered Jesus, all of those who follow him, that we would become missionary disciples. That's to use Francis's language. And that transformation, that resonance, when we have encountered Jesus, is something that ought to radiate out of us. But what kind of evangelization? There's a lot of different ways to do it. There could be people who preach on the streets. There could be organizations that focus on retreats and events. There's a lot of great evangelization that's happening on the internet, for instance. Those are all really effective ways. But what does it look like in my life and in your everyday life as a Catholic? Could we take a relational approach to evangelization? If you think about it, again, it's very much what we saw Jesus do himself. Yes, he spoke to the crowds. Yes, he traveled with a group of missionaries. But what we see most often is him connecting deeply with another person, one-on-one. A relationship that he built with people, a deep relational connection that he made as he connected with people. And that relational approach, that's what I have seen be most effective. It's not efficient, but it's been most effective in helping to draw people into a deeper relationship with God. And how would I define the term we might use in St. Paul's Outreach, as I work for this mission ministry reaching college students? We use this term relational evangelization. But how would you define that? I would say relational evangelization is allowing your relationship with someone to be the influence that God uses to draw them closer to Jesus and his church. So it's allowing your relationship to be what God can leverage and the way that God can draw them to himself. And again, like I said, it's not efficient, but it's effective over a long term. And so that's kind of the lens through which we're going to be working in this course. How to share our faith person to person. How to take a relational approach to helping others discover the joy, the hope, the healing, and the freedom that comes in a regular, daily, personal, and close relationship with Jesus.